covering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. Light rain, cool breeze, 52 degrees in downtown Detroit. It's time for championship baseball. The number 6 seed, St. John Jesuit, gets to the title game with their 1-0 win over De La Salle. Brother Rice gets here by way of a 5-4 win over Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We've seen two dandies, Evan Stockton. What could this third game bring us?
Well, I mean, if it follows the pattern of the first two, you're going to see some awesome competitive baseball. First game of the day, Brother Rice comes back and beats St. Mary's 5-4. Awesome baseball game. Great pitching and timely hitting for both sides. Blake Illich was great on the mound for Brother Rice. He strikes out 9, and then Cole Duhane gets it done late. Biggest hit of the game, this single from Broder Katke for Brother Rice. Tied the thing up in the 7th. Brother Rice came into that inning down a run, and then they get a sac fly to eventually win the game. Heck of an effort for Brother Rice against St. Mary's as Cole Duhane comes out of the pen into the fire and gets it done. And then in that second game, which just ended about 20 or so minutes ago, Toledo St. John's Jesuit against a De La Salle team that was the regular season champs in this league, a team that had just been finding ways to win. They couldn't figure out Tony C. Tony Caracciolo was awesome on the mound for St. John's Jesuit. They would eventually scratch across a run when they had the bases loaded in the 5th and nobody out. It's going to be on a play you'll see here in a second as you're seeing a lot of strikeouts from Caracciolo again and again. He went 7 shutty on with 12 strikeouts. That was the play. De La Salle almost turned a triple play, but a creative Mason Williams slide got a run home, and then St. John's Jesuit would eventually get the thing to the finish line with awesome pitching all day long. Chad, you talked about how De La Salle recently has been run-strapped, and they just couldn't get it done, mainly because the pitching for St. John's Jesuit was so excellent all game long. And now it's about to be a heck of a challenge for these guys who are understandably pumped up, but now you play a Brother Rice team that is one of the best in the state, a Brother Rice team that has won more Catholic League championships than anybody in the history of this remarkable league. Brother Rice about to go for championship 15. St. John's Jesuit going for championship 1 in their second season ever in the league. Really fun matchup tonight.
It will be. It'll be J.J. Fody with that responsibility to try to shut things down against this potent Warrior lineup, a team that's won 10 straight games now under head coach Bob Riker in his 28th year. And here's how they'll roll them out. Guess what? Exactly the same way. Cash Vandermeed leads things off. The Oakland University commit is in center field. Batting second in right field is Max Neshoff, the true freshman. Broder Katke, the Duke commit, batting third. He's doing the catching. Cole Vandermeed, the Michigan State commit, and the power hitter in this lineup with 9 home runs, is the cleanup hitter and playing shortstop. Tristan Turner's at first base. He's the top average hitter on this team at .446. Jackson Hafner, the freshman, is at third base. Freddie Beyer had a hit in the previous game against Orchard Lake St. Mary's, is in left field. Batting 8th is C.J. Hornberger as the DH. Batting 9th, it's Henry Warnamundi, the freshman, at second base. They will face J.J. Fody, 6'2", 180. He's a senior. He's headed to Lourdes University in Ohio, 1.53 ERA and a 1.23 whip. He'll have big shoes to fill and a huge responsibility as Tony C. made a big splash to get this team to this game. He'll be challenged against Brother Rice's potent offense.
Well, certainly will, but think about this too, right? In game 1 that they played today in the semifinal that just ended half hour ago, Tony Caracciolo goes all the innings, so they got all the arms that they may potentially need to use. Brother Rice used Blake Illich for 5 1/3 and Duhaime for 1 2/3. So hypothetically, they could use Cole later in this game, but Brother Rice will be in worse position when it comes to the pitchers than St. John's Jesuit will be, because they've literally used one the whole day. Fascinating matchup tonight for a title.
All right, we're set to go. Cash Vandermeed, 297 hitter for the senior center fielder. And he drives one high and deep to right center field, way back, and it's off the wall. Cash is going to head to third, and he'll get there standing up with a leadoff first pitch triple. Cash's money in the gap here at the corner ballpark.
There's a guy who used to call games in this town, and when someone would put a charge into one like that, he'd say, "I see you, big fella. I see you, Cash. This thing is crushed." Pretty much any other field these guys are playing on in high school, that's a home run. Unfortunately, we're playing on a field where here at Tiger Stadium back in the day, it was 440 to dead center. You got to hit one hard to get it out of here, but what a start for Brother Rice.
You bet. 345 to left, 325 to right, and this ball is headed right up our way. Get ready. So this is Maxim Neshoff, the freshman right fielder, batting .439. Had a couple of runs scored and a stolen base. Top freshman in the state of Michigan, top rated freshman. He's a switch hitter. He'll bat left against the righty J.J. Fody. Good size right hand arm. He's had a fabulous year, just a 1.53 ERA. Tapped foul.
And this is really important for Brother Rice to put up a run or two here, because St. John's Jesuit right now is riding a roller coaster, right? Magic carpet. Upset Detroit Catholic Central. Then they upset De La Salle. So the key to beating Cinderella, the key to beating an underdog is don't give them hope. So if you're Brother Rice, that triple to start the game was so important. You got to put seeds of doubt in their mind.
The 2-2 is lined foul and out of play near the parking lot. I got a $50 ticket.
Oh, no.
I found on my window in between games. I didn't park by you. I moved my car.
That's making me real nervous.
If looks could kill, the look Alex Westfall just gave me, boy, I tell you what. I said, no, this lot's safe. No, I moved my car after it was originally there. Yeah, you're fine, sure. Take it. Fody is dealing. And that is a strikeout. How about it? J.J. Fody strikes out
the catcher, number 25,
the freshman Neshoff.
Great pitch by J.J. This thing's dropping off the table. Neshoff had some hacks at the fastball and then a gorgeous back foot breaking ball. Table's still set here, though. You like this guy at the plate who was so hot earlier today.
Broder Katke, our G of the game in game one. 2 for 3, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. This kid's committed to Duke. 364 hitter coming in, just a sophomore. And the top-rated player in the class of 2027 in Michigan by most publications.
Tells you a lot, too, that Fody's going to back-to-back breaking balls to start Katke. They're nervous with this guy.
Yeah.
Not willing to throw him a fastball. Instead, you go to back-to-back breaking balls. You do have those open bags, so you can be a little careful. But early in a game, still, you want to go with a guy.
Yep. 2 home runs, 28 runs driven in, and he drives it to left center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. That'll drive in Cash Vandermeed. And it's 1-0 Brother Rice in this championship game on the Broder Katke RBI single, his 3rd RBI of the day.
And a credit to his strength. He did not get very much on this ball at all, but still muscled it down and left. Awesome start for Brother Rice.
What a day for Broder Katke. And so that'll bring up Cole Vandermeed, the Michigan State commit, where he'll join his father, Mark Vandermeed, an assistant coach on the Michigan State Spartans coaching staff under Jake Boss Jr.
Yeah. Can we sneak in right here? No khakis? This is good.
Shout out to the guy sitting down right by our crowd microphone. We now know that that's where they wanted to sit.
I think they knew that microphone was there.
I hope not. Well, I guess I hope they do, because otherwise we don't want to get fined by the FCC, you know.
We'll just blame it on our audio guy who's been flawless today, Corey Easterling. Throw back to first, and that gets down off the glove, and with no runner on, no need for me to get too excited, I guess. Khaki stays put at first.
I mean, this ball bounds off Miller. It actually got him on the heel of the glove. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily for him, Khaki didn't get up. I get it, though. No reason to force anything. Already up a run early in the game.
Yeah. Khaki runs well for a catcher, but not running here. Pitches outside. Run it full.
Man, that Brother Rice dugout is loud. You hear about, you know, softball teams that don't shut up a whole game. Well, they're loud down there. They are active.
Feeling good. They've won 10 in a row. And, yeah, vocal, chirping, trying to stay warm, too. It's 52 and windy and rainy. And there goes the runner, and that is a throw down, and he is out at second. If Khaki wasn't out at the beginning, he was out in the end after he overslid the bag. And the tag is slapped down by Owen Murawa.
Oh, he may be hurt. This is terrible news for Brother Rice. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Khaki's grimacing lower left leg here. So it's ball 4. That's a walk.
Okay.
So Khaki is at second here. Yeah, it doesn't matter because he's going to be on first base with a walk.
But he is out at second base.
So what the St. John's Jesuit coaching staff is talking about here is, okay, well, because he ran down to second like that, did he make a turn for third? And if he made a turn for third or he overran the base, guess what? He's out.
Right.
That's what they're arguing. But as soon as they call walk, play should be over. So in my opinion, the correct call here should be still runner on first and second, one out. I understand what the St. John's Jesuit coaching staff is trying to talk about here, but that's what the umpire is saying. I don't care if he overslid the base. As soon as it's a walk, it's like it's like a whistle in football where they kill the play. The play is over.
Right. But it is an interesting scenario when they are trying to run and he does overslide. It'd be like if he was coming down and just decide intent becomes a thing on that play.
And the best news is here for Broder Khaki, he's okay at second base. The way he was kind of reaching toward that lower part of his left leg, you're like, oh, brother. Again, here's the play. So as soon as they call ball 4, the play is over. What you're watching here is Khaki clearly overslid the base, but there's no move distinctly toward third base.
Yeah.
And then he came up a little gimpy on the left leg.
So here's Turner, and he bunts it foul up the first base line. 2 RBIs for Turner in the 5-4 Warrior win over the Eaglets in the semifinal. Our first game of coverage. What a year for Tristan Turner, batting .446 coming in to lead this Warrior club.
It's starting to really come down out there.
Oh yeah, see the umbrellas in the back. We're lucky, we're in a nice warm booth. There's a tapper back to the mound. 1 play, that's to first. The runners do advance with 2 outs. And now that'll leave things up to Jackson Hafner, the freshman.
Little leap into the air here for Fody. Such composure there, right? I get it. You want to throw to second. It's early in the game. We throw that ball into center field. 1, if not 2 runs are scoring. Get the safe out at first, and let's go attack Hafner, who struggled earlier today against St. Mary's.
You bet. Swing and a miss. It's like when you're golfing and you spray it out, which you don't do. You're outside the fairway.
I do, but you're very nice by saying that.
You're behind a tree. let's not hit through the tree. Let's just get out into the fairway.
You know there's some sickos that played in this weather today. You know there are some people.
Sure. I know some in this table that would play today in this broadcast booth. Alex Westfall is one of them. I think O'Connor might get out in the links in this kind of weather. I think the Hunt man could get out there and play some golf. This guy will play anything, do it well. CJ Easterling, I don't know. We've never really talked about golf. Do you golf? Would you go out and golf with us if we set up a tee time? Okay, he says he's in. Outside to Hafner, who had a rough game one, struck out a few times. But he's in a big spot here, and a chance for redemption with Broder Katke at third base. The set by J.J. Fody. Popped him up. And that's going to get out of play. Lincoln Busher with the courtesy hustle.
Got to keep moving on a chilly day like this. We got to keep the blood flowing. For the players who are locked in, they don't really feel it. I mean, they do, but they don't. As long as you keep that blood flowing.
The juices are flowing. Competitive juices in this one. One-run game, swing and a miss. And the strikeout with a throw down to first. So Fody gets out of further trouble. But the Warriors draw first blood in Detroit. It's a 1-0 lead for the Warriors, looking for their second straight Catholic League title.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! All right, here's your lineup for St. John's Jesuit. Same lineup as they just used to eke out a 1-0 win in the semifinal right before this one. Beat De La Salle 1-0. A lot of people got to the base paths on that game. Mason Williams was eventually the one to get a run home. You got Kenyon Miller, Cooper Benkowski, and Donovan Matamore at the top. Chad, look, they go from facing Mason Pilarski, who was awesome, to another really good pitcher for Brother Rice and Griffin Delusky. And I do wonder with Brother Rice how long the leash is for Delusky on the mound. You're not going to use Blake Illich. You just went 5 1/3 in our first doubleheader of the day. But you could use Duhane, who went just an inning and 2/3 and got the save, shut it down for Brother Rice late. We'll see how Delusky does in a winner-go-home game like this. Season's not over, of course, but in a winner, you don't win the championship.
Yep.
How long will the leash be for Griffin? We'll find out.
Yeah, they've got other guys, too, in that pen. Ethan Reedy, another one that you could see come in, a trusted reliever. And, there's some weapons down there. So, Delusky will face number 5, Cooper Johnson. Kenyon Miller. And he looks at a pitch inside. 3 straight wins for St. John's. They've only given up 1 run in their last 3 games combined. Strike called, 2-2. Kenyon Miller headed to Jackson College. Delusky, the sophomore, deals, and it's outside. Delusky with 27 strikeouts on the year and 21 1/3 innings pitched. Check swing, fouled it back. Let's do it again. Full count.
Important here for St. John's Jesuit. Maybe they don't score a run in the bottom of the first, but they got to get a little traffic. Got to get some guys on base, because I know they just won, but they only scored the 1 run against De La Salle last game, and they had to eke out that 1 run to win the game. So
yeah.
If you're Brother Rice, you get the hot start, you get the run in the top of the first, and you don't want Delusky to get comfortable if you're the Titans. So need to put in some good ABs in this inning.
You bet. Leadoff man Miller draws the leadoff walk. So, does what a leadoff man's supposed to do. Gets on base. And now the Warriors set up their double play defense behind Delusky. It's been a defense this year that's had its challenges at times, which comes with youth. It comes with when you graduate 10 seniors. But they've been really good in this 10-game win streak, Evan.
They have. Feels like it's all starting to come together. We've talked about the youth for Brother Rice, but they've got the pieces. When you have the pitching, when you have Illich, when you have Duhaime, and you have the talent at the plate, the Vandermeeds, the Neshoffs, the Katkes, it does feel like they're getting hot at the right time.
There goes the runner, pitch is low, throw down to second, and it's not in time. So a stolen base for Miller. Oh, they're going to call him out. They're going to say he overslid the bag. Oh, the irony here. Oh, Miller had beat him to the bag. But he must have come off that bag, and there was Vandermeed to slap it. Here's another look, Evan.
All right, so he's safe. Yeah, I think that's a great call.
Yep.
Yeah, he's out.
Yep.
Excellent call by the base umpire there.
Took the hand off. Leg wasn't on when he took the leg off.
And that's why you stand there if you're an umpire and look at it the whole time. That's
Yep.
good stuff.
Yep. Here's Binkowski with the bases cleared, and now 2 outs. So Griffin Delusky likes the look of this inning all of a sudden.
That's one of those little plays where the guy gets called out at second for oversliding the base, and any little momentum St. John's Jesuit would have had goes away.
Yeah. So that will bring up the 3-hitter, Donovan Matamore. Matamore, the third baseman, 6 foot, 190 senior. Headed to Jackson College as well, just like his teammate Kenyon Miller. So St. John's trying to be the first team in the state of Ohio to win the Catholic League championship. And that one is lined off the wall.
Heads up over there, fellas.
Yeah. There's a netting over there.
Thank goodness.
Uh-huh. At the scene of former Tiger Stadium. Closed in 2000. Won their final game here on a Robert Fick grand slam. Fouled it back.
Were you at the last game?
I was not. I had a ticket, and I stayed in Las Vegas for an extra night.
Oh,
Go figure.
come on, man.
22-year-old Chad was not ready to come on back for that event. 24, somewhere around there. Who's counting? Here's the pitch. Just missed. Anyhow, but yeah, I had a ticket and still have it, but never attended.
They had to win the last game at Tiger Stadium, right?
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't lose. Come on.
A roof shot by
That's
Robert
right.
Fick.
That's right.
Fell right over. Swing and a miss. Griffin Delusky pumps that right arm as he walks off. Mattamore's out, so are the St. John Jesuit Titans. Back to the second inning right after this.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Here's the defense for the Titans from Toledo, Ohio. Mattamore at third, Williams at short, Murawa at second base, Miller at first, Johnson in left, Johnson in center, Washington in right, Butcher behind home plate, and Fody on the mound. J.J. Fody, 6'2", 180. He will face this Brother Rice lineup. Bayer, Hornberger, and Mr. Warnamundi.
Second for Brother Rice, the right fielder, number 18.
Chad Bush and Evan
Bayer.
Stockton with you. And Evan, we've got a 1-0 game, a one-run game. That's what we've had all day.
We have had good baseball game after good baseball game. Brother Rice wins that first one, rallying back in the 7th against St. Mary's, and then St. John's against De La Salle was just a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Two guys combined to go all 14 innings, well, 14 combined half innings, and struck out a combined 24 in the process. They were really, really good.
Impressive outside corner strike called to Bayer, who was 1 for 3 in the game earlier in the semifinal win for Brother Rice. Just a junior, batting .362 on the year. Ground ball back up the middle. Handled by the second baseman, Murawa. Throw to first to Miller, and there's one up and one down.
Your Fody here for St. John's Jesuit. Attack this zone. We got 7, 8, 9 coming up. Let's get some soft contact like this. Really good breaking ball, and Bayer went fishing. All he could do is roll over that thing onto the ground.
Here comes Hornberger with 1 out in the top of the second. If you're wondering how they figured out who the home team was, they flipped a coin. Strike called.
You'd think they would have just given Brother Rice the home team, right? Because they were the higher seed, but what do I know?
You would think, but these traditions of flipping a coin, I guess, are traditions not worth breaking. Swing and a miss. Hornberger is out. 2 are out. And how about this young man, J.J. Fody, who seems to get in some kind of groove here.
Now we got 3 strikeouts and 8 batters faced. That's pretty simple. Put it on the plate. Can you hit it, CJ? And he couldn't.
Here's the freshman, Henry Warnamundi. 2 walks and a run scored for the freshman batting in the 9 hole against St. Mary's. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. How about it? Fody strikes out the side. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. 1-0. Brother Rice trying to repeat as champions of the Catholic League. Your Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Glad you're with us on the prep. Brother Rice taking on Toledo St. John. Kaki is the catcher. It's Hafner at third. Cole, Vandermeed at short. Warnamundi is the second baseman. Turner at first, Byron left, Cash Vandermeed in center, and Maxim Neshov in right field. For Bob Riker and Brother Rice, started the year, Evan, #1 in the state of Michigan. They lost to Bay City Western in the opener. No shame in that.
Yeah.
Luke LaCourse, the Michigan State Mound pitcher. And here they are. They've kind of fallen off. They had a stretch where they lost 4 in a row. They lost 2 to St. Mary's, got swept, and then they have not lost since. They've won 10 straight. It's been an impressive final stretch for Brother Rice.
Yeah, it does feel like they're starting to put it all together. And as we've talked about throughout the day, it's a younger team. It's not super young, but it is a younger team. Feels like all those pieces are connecting. Because you can have all the talent in the world. You can have all the good starting pitching in the world. But we're seeing it with the baseball team a few blocks down the road. Right now losing to the Guardians. But, like, the Tigers, when you look at them on paper, yes, they have very good players. They've got Tarek Skubu, who's maybe the best pitcher in the sport. But when you look at the roster from 1 through 26, is it the most talented? No, but it just fits. And Brother Rice had a lot of talent, but it wasn't quite fitting until now. They're in a groove.
And winning together and overcoming long stretches will certainly help galvanize you a little quicker. So here we are, bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Brother Rice, trying to claim this Catholic League title for the 15th time in school history, most of any CHSL team, and they've got a strikeout by Griffin Delusky to start things here in the bottom of the second.
I know it's early, but I really think that play in the first where Kenyon Miller walked and then he overslid the base at second and was called out was just so important for Brother Rice because Delusky could breathe, no traffic on the base paths, and he put some doubt in St. John's Jesuit. Because, look, I know they beat De La Salle, but they scored 1 run in that game, and they had to get a creative slide to score that run to avoid a triple play. So it's an offense that it's not accurate to say they're humming right now.
Right, for sure. Pitch is just outside the zone. This is Owen Murawa, the second baseman. Murawa, 5'11", 180 junior, and he checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Murawa strikes out, 2 are out, and that'll leave things up to Cooper Johnson, or excuse me, Donovan Manamore.
Left fielder number 24, Parker Johnson.
Let me try it again. Parker Johnson.
It's a really good pitch, Chad, by Delusky. I know Murawa doesn't like the call, but looked like from that awesome angle, he went around.
Yep.
Again, if you're St. John's Jesuit right now, you're just running into this danger of Griffin getting real comfortable. So you got to grind out ABs here. We got to get some foul balls. We got to put the ball in play. We got to put a little doubt in this mind because right now he's cruising.
Just 21 pitches so far for the sophomore Griffin Delusky. 6'3", 185. A lot of room yet to grow for the right-hander. Tapper back to him. He'll run it over, underhand it, and take a 1-2-3 inning into the dugout. We go to the top of the third inning in Detroit. The Warriors working their way with a 1-0 lead.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Not the fight.
Brother Rice has won 14 Catholic League championships. They're going for 15 tonight. A team that almost won a 4-state championship last year, but lost by a run to Northville, coached by Dan Samini, who of course is now coaching De La Salle. Good start here for the Warriors tonight, Chad. J.J. Fody did pitch a 1-2-3 second, but it's about to get tougher for the St. John's Jesuit pitcher here in the third. Top of a Brother Rice lineup that got to him in the first inning.
Yeah, 2 hits to him in the first inning. He settled down after, has the 4 Ks, but it's a potent Brother Rice lineup, and he's going to face some of their best right here.
Cash Vandermeed ambushed him on the first pitch of the game, crushed a triple to the base of the right center field wall. What's Cash got for him here? Nothing to swing at on a pitch that was 58 feet, 60 feet 6 inches to home plate.
Such a strong defensive player, kind of gets overlooked maybe offensively, but he does a lot of things well, including hit for power.
Future Golden Grizzly at OU. His brother Cole, the cleanup hitter, going to go play at State, where his dad's the pitching coach. Good hitters count for Cash. 3-1 coming. That was right down Trumbull.
And he took it. That shows maturity. That shows leadership. Let's see this kid throw another pitch. Let's have Fody get that pitch count up.
That's ball 4. Tried to go high and inside on him a couple of times, and Vandermeed wouldn't bite.
He just knows how to get on base. That's his 3rd walk of the entire day. He had 2 in the first game. So he's a guy that knows how to get on base. He can also run, and so be ready to watch Cash Vandermeed take off perhaps at some point during this sequence.
Brother Rice beat St. Mary's at our first semifinal earlier today. They stole 3 bases. Haven't stolen one yet in this title game. He's running. Pitch high. Throw to second. Oh, the base came off. What's the ruling there? Umpire says he's safe. We talk about oversliding the base. Cash kicked the base off.
Talk about high baseball IQ. Hey, if you slide past that thing, take it with you. Grab it. I mean, Daddy taught him well. Stay on that base. He stayed on the base. Nobody said that base had to stay in. And another heady play.
You know, you never know what you're going to get when you show up to the ballpark. And Chad, between you and I, we have either watched or called Lord knows how many baseball games. I've never seen that.
No.
Never. I have never seen the base come off like that.
I've seen it dislodged, but not taken for a ride like that into shallow center. Oh, boy.
That's ball 4. Catcher Butcher dropped the ball. Vandermeed stays at second. Feels like a gigantic spot in this game now. J.J. Fody has to wiggle out of danger as Brother Rice tries to put the throttle down. Already up 1-0 in the third, and 2 on, nobody out for the meat of their lineup.
Yeah, this is Broder Katke, not the dude you want to mess around with and put people on in front of him.
Broder was our G of the game in that comeback win for St. Mary's, for Brother Rice against St. Mary's earlier today. Drove in a couple, had a couple of hits, drove in the game-tying run in the top of the 7th.
Fody thought that last pitch was a strike, wanted it.
Big wave and a miss. Katke swung so hard the helmet almost came off.
Swinging for the downs. He's got that kind of power to go with that gaudy average. 2 homers on the year.
Already another RBI single tonight. Vandermeed, your runner at second, Neshoff at first. They both have excellent speed if Katke can get one to the gap. This is smacked, but handled at second. 4-6-3. Katke couldn't hit it any harder, but he just hit it in the wrong spot. And that is a double play St. John's needed big time.
Williams to Marawa to Miller. This is a fresh feed. Look at the scoop by Williams here. Or excuse me, scoop by Marawa to Williams. Back to first. That was really smooth.
Coming to the plate for Brother Rice, the shortstop,
Well played.
number 2,
All the angles were right.
Yeah.
Impressive for St. John's defensively.
Well, Marawa's doing it at second. You just saw it. That thing took a weird hop on him because the ball was hit so hard. He's going, thank God I made that play.
Yeah, little pitch out to the halfback. Not out of the hot water yet, though. This is a dangerous hitter for Brother Rice.
It's Cole Vandermeed, who cue shots one to first. Miller flipping to Fody, and St. John's Jesuit is out of the jam again. Just call them the Houdinis. They are wiggling out of trouble all day long. And Brother Rice leaves a runner at third.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! Second year that Toledo's St. John's Jesuit has been in the Catholic League, and they have made it to the championship game. They've been giant killers so far in this tournament. Knocked off Catholic Central in the quarters, just knocked off De La Salle in the semis earlier today. Somewhere John Amici is smiling. We tried to get Meach on the broadcast today for a good old-fashioned game of Stump the Meach, but Stugatz wasn't available. That is a Dan Lebitard Show reference. Somebody out there watching on YouTube goes, oh, that guy gets the show. I do.
I hope we're getting advertising dollars.
That would be fantastic. 7-8-9 coming for St. John's Jesuit against Griffin Delusky. Starting pitcher for Brother Rice that already struck out 4 of the 6 guys he faced. Kenyon Miller did walk to start the game, but he was caught stealing at second, and ever since it's been a parade for St. John's Jesuit back to their dugout.
Yeah, what a change of momentum that was, looking back on it. I mean, that was a fast start, quickly erased. Delusky's been a new man since.
Trying to get Mason Williams. This ball is roped to center, but right at Vandermeed. 1 gone.
So smooth out there in center field is Cash Vandermeed. This is a really good swing, though. Got to be happy with the swing by Williams in the at-bat. Pretty good, especially out of that 7 hole. Here's a guy that's put the bat to ball today. He's been on base. Lincoln Butcher.
Butcher doubled back in that semifinal win earlier today for St. John's Jesuit against De La Salle. Mason Williams, the guy who just lined out, was the one who scored the only run of that semifinal.
All right, well, it was good talking to you. We'll come watch your game. Sounds good. Right?
Tried to carve up Butcher on the inside part of the plate, but Delusky missed. Already 4 strikeouts for Griffin Delusky. Carter Washington, the 9-hitter, on deck for St. John's Jesuit. Testing Vandermeed again. Cash has got to go a long way back, and it's over his head. Butcher pulls into second. That's his 2nd double of the day, and the Titans are in business.
This one's hit a long ways. If it gets over the head of Vandermeed, you've hit it a really long way. This is probably gone in several high school baseball parks. This one happens to be 440 in this place called Tiger Stadium. But Vandermeed gets back, gets it in. It's a double. It's a big one with 1 out. That's the tying run. And how about the day that Lincoln Butcher has had?
And now let's see what St. John's Jesuit elects to do here with Carter Washington. What would you do with the 9-hitter here?
I think I'd try to bunt him. I think I'd try to put it on the ground and make Hafner, the freshman, field it at third, or I'd try to make maybe the first baseman make a play on it. It's a wet surface. I'd bunt.
Taken all the way, no sign of a bunt. Ball 1.
And we've seen Carter swing the bat. I mean, he can swing it. There's no disrespect. But I think with his wheels and the fact that it's wet, try it.
Swinging away again. 2-2.
That one hit a nice car over there. Those beautiful condos.
Thank God that's not one of my cars. But I'm very nervous now because you got a $50 ticket. I tried to park in an area that looked safe. I parked behind a school bus. I thought that would help.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah.
Kind of scared to go check now.
Yeah, I hope you didn't.
Oh, no. Oh, Carter Washington's up, and thank goodness for that. Oh, brother, that's always scary.
Yep. Got him right in the noggin, but Carter's all smiles, and he's fine. Life's good again for the Titans, but this is a scary moment. Pitch gets away from Delusky here, Evan. Just a 2-seamer that kept riding.
Sheesh.
And Washington got right up, sportsmanship. Wasn't trying to run his mouth. Got right down to first. We play on. Glad he's okay.
And the table is set for Kenyon Miller. Crossed up Katke, and everyone moves up 90 feet.
Yeah, crossed him up, exactly right. You said it. And now a little bit of miscommunication between the two classmates. Both are 10th graders. A lot of youth. Infield's going to come in now, Evan.
What do you think of that?
I don't know. I trust Bob Riker. If he wants to bring him in, they're coming in for the right reason.
You wonder, too, if a courtesy runner at third, is he off on contact here? Miller taken all the way as Dulesky's run into trouble here. Story is the courtesy runner at third for St. John's Jesuit.
Clearly a guy that's a good base runner, probably has plus speed. I think he is going on contact. Slim pickings today on offense. You got to take advantage.
Long run for Turner, but there's no chance to get it to fill up the count.
No, that one's back amongst the fancy condos. I could see you living down here.
I love this area.
Yeah, oh, I do too. I mean, I would too. I got 2 kids and a wife. That's the only reason I say I wouldn't be moved down here.
See, selfishly, I'd like to live right around here because it'd just be nice to live by the ballpark, you know?
Amen. A couple of them.
Ball 4. Miller chucks away that bat like a javelin. St. John's Jesuits got him loaded.
Yeah, and here comes Binkowski, who can swing the bat. And there's some shuffling for Brother Rice. Mike Steele, the pitching coach, the former Chippewa, is going to come out and have a word. But Binkowski, a 300 hitter on the year. And, I mean, look, this is the spot that St. John Jesuit wants. The question is, do they start to do some things? They can play small ball. Do they start to perhaps get creative? You got a guy with good speed at third base. You got a good guy that can handle the bat in Cooper Binkowski. Do you lay down a bunt, a safety squeeze, or a suicide squeeze?
And also part of the message here, I would assume on the infield is, hey, boys, if this is it to you, you know where you're going.
Yep. No, exactly. That's the defensive discussion, no doubt, going in. You see Mike Steele, good pitching coach.
Hitter, number 12, Cooper Binkowski.
There is some action, by the way, for Brother Rice in that bullpen down the left field line. It's Ethan Reedy getting loose.
Yep, he's been a trusted reliever this season for him.
Dulesky against Binkowski in the biggest at-bat of the Catholic League title so far. Missed with a breaking ball, 2-1.
Kyle Galley, also an assistant with Brother Rice. We appreciate all his help and information, lineups and such.
Swing and a miss. That was a sword from Binkowski.
You bet. Tom Hennig, also an assistant.
Bags loaded and 1 out. What does Dulesky throw to try to get Binkowski on a strikeout for the second time? Cooper will call time first. Donovan Matamore is waiting on deck. The man at the plate and the man on deck have both struck out. He got him on the corner. Dulesky rings up Binkowski.
What a K, number 5 on the day for out number 2 on the inning. And he gets Binkowski. This is a really nice pitch.
Matamore.
C is the 2-seamer. Our umpire got in our shot. He didn't mean it, but it was a 2-seamer, trust me. And nearly unhittable. Great pitch from Griffin.
Job's not finished here for Dulesky. Still got to get Matamore, who did strike out swinging against him in the first, but took him to 6 pitches, which when you start at a 1-1 count, counts as a long at-bat.
Yeah, big time.
Two and 2. Got a courtesy runner at third. Stories at third with Washington on second and Miller on first. Can Dulesky get Matamore and get out of this jam? What a block by Katke. A backhanded stab to the right. That saved a run, at least.
Sure did. Sure did. Broder Kaki behind home plate. You think of the offense, but the defense is plus as well. We've seen some great catchers today. From Lezai to Zito to Kaki.
Payoff. Ball 4, missed. Went back to the breaking ball one too many times. We're tied.
Wow. Some patient at bat for Matamore, who's going to play at the next level. St. John's gets a run. They force it in with a walk. It's a patient at bat by the Titans against Delusky, who's now walked 3 in this game.
And the base is still loaded for the cleanup hitter, Cooper Johnson. They've had Reedy warming up the bullpen for a while, Chad. You wonder if this is Delusky's last batter in this inning if he can't get Johnson.
Yeah, 2 walks and a hit by pitch. He'll get one more chance at least.
This ball driven to right and caught. Sometimes those balls right at you are the toughest ones to judge. That thing was hit on the screws, but Netshoff was ready and right.
I mean, you can't hit a ball any harder or ask much more, but it's a loud out, number 3, and a big out for Brother Rice.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McKinley scores!
American Coney Island Chili Dogs in Detroit since 1917. Take a Coney kit home today. Heck, send it to somebody. Send one to yourself as well. American Island Coney kits now available. They'll send them to you. 2-day transit, worst case, and they are delicious. I've had a few of them. Grace Quiros, proud owner. And we appreciate all the great grub today, the Conies.
Yeah.
We had some other item, chicken fingers, fries, but we appreciate our food partner, American Coney Island.
Got to fuel up for a full day at the corner ballpark. And we got a new ball game in the Catholic League Championship. St. John's Jesuit just tied it in the 3rd. Turner slaps it to short. Williams has got it, throws in time, and J.J. Fode's got out number 1 in the 4th.
I've been impressed with Mason Williams, the shortstop, just a smooth. I know this is a routine play. I'm not getting too excited, but just the way he circles the baseball, fields it, very fundamentally sound. You see Turner, who can really run, get down the line.
Williams scored the only run in the semifinal win against De La Salle, too. You know, if you've been watching with us all day, you can't help but feel for Jackson Hafner. He's just in one of those days. In the first game against St. Mary's, he struck out 3 times and grounded into a double play. And today, he struck out again, and he's down in the count here 1-2.
You're saying he's due.
And also right now, Hafner's at the plate. We all played baseball or softball. We were all in a slump. And when we were in a slump, it was always 1-2 right away or 0-2,
Yep.
you know? You just can't catch a break.
Big-time talent, just a freshman. 14 runs driven in, 2 homers this year. Very high ceiling.
Hafner stays alive here.
Kyle Galley, the first base coach. Veteran approach to that ground ball foul. Just kind of left it alone. Says this one's for the kids to handle. There he is. KG. Matt Derry, of course, responsible for making sure Kyle Galley was with his current wife.
I didn't know that story. Are we allowed to tell that story on live television?
Matt, oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt Derry introduced Kyle Galley to his lovely wife, Stephanie.
You learn something new every day.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. Blew it by him, and Fode's got his first strikeout.
Of course, Matt Derry of the Prep.
Yes.
Matt Derry of your alma mater, Syracuse.
Go Orange.
Fellow alum.
Huge weekend coming up for Syracuse lacrosse, by the way.
Yeah, is that right?
Made the lacrosse Final Four for the first time in 12 years.
Okay.
Locked in. Big game against the Terps, noon on Saturday.
Big Saturday for you as well, sir. You're calling ACC baseball?
Big East baseball.
I'm sorry, Big East baseball.
You were close. It's
My
all
bad.
Good.
My bad.
Good.
You got me thinking Syracuse, and then I always go back and
I
forth.
appreciate it.
ACC, Big
Syracuse is, believe it or not, the only school in the ACC, no college baseball team.
Well, when you have lacrosse and it's the religion in Syracuse, there's no need to throw out a baseball team.
There is a softball team, but there's no baseball team, and there's no ice hockey team, men's ice hockey team. There is a women's team.
Okay. There is AAA baseball.
There is. The Smets.
I've heard you're very familiar with them.
I am, yes. So I spent many a night the last few years at extra historic NBT Bank Stadium. Used to be historic, and then they upgraded it, so now it's extra historic. That's a well-located pitch. Fills up that count on Freddie Beyer. 2 outs and nobody on. J.J. Fode trying to keep this thing tied into the home half of the fourth. Ball 4. He does have the 5 strikeouts, Chad, but now 4 walks. Fode's walked at least one guy in all but 1 inning tonight.
Yeah, and when he's got into trouble this year, that's been his bugaboo. But this is a guy that feels really good, and he's been a big part of what they're doing. One of 5 college commits, and he's about to throw his 50th pitch. They're playing for the district final in the Ohio State tournament next Wednesday.
Got a pinch hitter here, by the way. Hornberger is not batting in this spot. Michael Stanton, number 22, pinch hit last game for Brother Rice, and he pinch hits again here.
Another young fella.
It's in the 8th spot on the lineup. Hornberger was the DH, so Stanton now occupies that spot.
Just a sophomore.
Byers off first. Keeping an eye on him over there. When St. John's Jesuit gets back to the plate, bottom 4, Marawa, Johnson, and Williams. It's Parker Johnson. There's 2 Johnsons in the lineup. 5, 6, 7 in their 9.
Still hard to imagine, Evan, that this St. John team had just 6 wins last year. And here they are, tied in the middle of the game for a chance to win Catholic League Central Division title.
Came into that quarterfinal game against Catholic Central at 500 on the season, 12 and 12.
Yeah.
Pretty remarkable run. This ball is roped into center. Beyer on his horse to third. The throw is bad. Brother Rice hits the gas, forces a mistake, and takes the lead back.
How about Stanton? Cold off the bench, comes in and delivers a base hit. It won't be an RBI. He scored on the air, but this is maybe the hardest struck ball today for a hit. And good job and alertness of Beyer to come in and score on the air and give Brother Rice a 2-1 lead.
It is so hard to come into a game cold at any spot in baseball. But factor in the weather tonight is, I think I'm being kind when I say not great. It's currently 50 degrees and feels like 42 last time I checked with a slight rain. And also, you come in a championship game. Big time 2-out baseball here from Brother Rice in the fourth. That Beyer walk, the Stanton single, and the aggressive base running forces a run in. And this inning is far from over, by the way, with Stanton standing on second and a pinch hitter at the plate, Anthony Flores.
Yeah, Flores going to come in and pinch hit another freshman for a freshman. But we saw him against De La Salle. He's the brother of Tito Flores, former Warrior and Michigan Wolverine.
Fourteen-time Catholic League champions, Brother Rice, hoping to make it 15 and hoping to add a little jet fuel to what they hope is another deep state championship run. Made it all the way to the championship game last year. Lost by a run to an outstanding Northville team.
Northville team that's quietly having another solid season. With another first-year coach. So many teams that are up for winning the title this year. Certainly Brother Rice heavily favored last year, but you can say there's 20 teams that could win it this year in Division I. Wide open. Brother Rice certainly one of the favorites, but there's many others.
That's fair down the line. It got by Matamore. Stanton in to score. Anthony Flores off the bench and a 2-out RBI double.
Bob Riker starting to look like a wizard. Goes to the bench for two cold bodies, a sophomore and a freshman, and all they do is come up with hits. This one right down the line. Might have hit the bag. Certainly looked like there might have been interference with the bag, but doesn't take away the bullet by Flores. Off the bench, the freshman gives Brother Rice a 3-1 lead. Back-to-back pinch hit at the bottom of the order. Good calls by Bob Riker.
And the order recycles. And a guy who has been seeing J.J. Fody well tonight. Cash Vanamede's in there. Cash tripled on the very first pitch of the game. A one-hopper off the right center field wall. Walked and stole a base in the third. He runs into one here, and the odds get that much better for Brother Rice. Big hack on that heater from Fody.
Yeah, he really set the tone. I mean, that first swing was a great one, and it sent it all the way deep up against the wall. Brother Rice with that statement and that one run in the top of the first. And they've led all the way since after that brief third inning run for St. John's.
You do have the open bag at first, and Neshoff on deck is walking struck out. So I'll be curious to see here, Chad, what they throw on this full count pitch.
I think you just have to go after him, try to get him to beat himself with 2 outs.
Low and in, ball 4. It's the second walk for Vanamede and his third time on base in as many at-bats.
He has such a good, solid, disciplined eye. And he can run as well, as we know. So this is an opportunity for St. John's to get out of this just with down 2 runs. And this is not the guy to play around with in Neshoff. Dangerous 2-hitter, especially with guys on. He's been clutch.
Still looking for his first hit today, but he has scored a couple of runs and walked a couple of times. Neshoff hacking, and that's another knock. Flores running around third. Vanamede into third. Neshoff into second, and it's a 3-run fourth for Rice.
Just goes the other way. Mature approach for the 9th grader. And the top-ranked player in the state of Michigan just laces one to left and bulks the lead up to 4 and makes it a 3-run 4th inning.
Stepping into play for Brother Rice.
Brother Rice is starting to feel really good. This hitting thing's contagious. You get a couple guys at the bottom of the order. Oh, we saw the 8, 9 hitters pinch hit, get hits. We're at the top of the order. We need to get hits. And all of a sudden, you've got a real big 2-out rally. And Rice is looking for more with their biggest bat in the lineup here.
Broder Katke in the box. You know, Broder did ground into a double play in the third, but that ball was scorched. Just went right to the second baseman.
The hardest hit ball today.
I don't know if there's any reason for Katke to lose confidence after that. He's the 8th man to bat in what is a 3-run inning for now for Brother Rice.
Beautiful changeup. That's the best we've seen out of J.J. Fody, who despite the rough inning has shown that he has enough to get Brother Rice Warriors out in this game.
Trying to leave Vanamine on third and Neshoff on second. Ripped foul. That was a hack.
Was he on it or what? There is activity continuing in the St. John's bullpen. Looks like they got a lefty.
You do wonder how long the leash is here for Fody. The game's starting to slip away here in the 4th.
Yep.
Driven high and deep to left. Johnson looking up. That ball's bouncing all the way to the wall. Vanamine and Neshoff score, and Broder Katke on a Thursday night in the corner ballpark is making it his personal playground.
How about it? Pops it down into the corner. That ball's gone in most parks. It's 345 down the left field line here, and Katke just jumps on it. And this is what he does. This powerful bat headed to Duke, just a 10th grader, drives and runs. This is what he does. One of the best in the state, and this lead is up to 5 runs like that with a crooked 4th inning.
And it all started, Chad, when Brother Rice on the base paths got aggressive. This has all come with 2 outs.
Yep.
And that bad throw to center field brought in a run, and the tidal wave has started. Cole Vanamine takes on.
It's just one simple momentum play. And then the hits have continued, but credit the call by Bob Riker to call on the pinch hitter and Stanton, call on the pinch hitter and Flores, and get the production at the bottom of the lineup.
Vanamine, the 9th man to bat in a 5-run 4th for Brother Rice. And with the way that their pitching staff has handled its business all day here at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull, we'll see if that's enough to give them Catholic League Championship 15.
Yeah, they've got a couple guys down there just getting loose and stretching, but yeah, I agree with you. You keep riding with Delusky in this one.
Throw back to second, and it's into center. It is snowballing on St. John's in this inning. That's their 2nd error of the inning.
Yeah, a microcosm of the inning here. Just really no need. But these kind of innings do that to a pitcher. They get you talking to yourself when those walls start to close in on you. It's a lonely feeling.
Ball popped out of play behind home.
And again, let's not forget, the season continues for both these teams regardless of what happens. St. John Jesuit is going to compete for a district title next Wednesday. They'll have a chance to win their state tournament. And yes, they enjoy playing in the Catholic League and enjoy these tournaments and is all good, but just like Brother Rice, they want to go win their Division III tournament or AAA tournament or whatever they call it in Ohio.
Got him, strike 3. Fody is out of the inning, but damage done for Brother Rice. They score 5 times with 2 outs. Broder Katke, the big blow, a 2-run double. And the Warriors look like they're on their way to another Catholic League crown.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
A lot of things going right in this top half of the fourth inning for Brother Rice. They scored not one, not two, not three, not four. 5 runs with 2 outs, Chad. Some timely hitting, some powerful swings, and now, with plenty of cushion, they can really start dreaming of yet another Catholic League championship.
Yeah, they're in line for it. And look, they finished the 3rd seed in this tournament, and they didn't have Illich throughout the whole year, their disposal. And look, they're coming together. The bats are working. There's competition. And there was a ton of competition last year on this team. I mean, there was nowhere to work into this lineup unless you were hitting 350. And guys got up some positions this year because there was nobody else there. But now there's competition. There's guys that are performing. And this is a Brother Rice team that you can see starting to come together just before this tournament. And they've had some big wins this year. Let's not say this is a down-ridden program coming in. They lost 4 in a row, and it was like, whoa, what happened to Brother Rice? Well, they're playing St. Mary's, and they're playing, Dakota and Bay City Western. So everything's fine, and they're on their way to a championship, but it's not over yet. The Titans, a proud program, will have something to say.
Ethan Reedy is in for Brother Rice. He was warming up last inning. And this is always tough, Chad, where you're a reliever coming in, and you would almost want to pitch in a 1-run game, a 2-run game, a 3-run game. You don't want to pitch in a game where you're up 5-6 runs because the natural juice just isn't there for Ethan on the mound right now. He's got to find a way to gear this thing back in.
Yeah, and Reedy's one of the new guys that has performed very well on the mound. He's a junior. His brother played on the team last year. But his numbers are solid.
He walks Owen Marawa to start this 4th inning.
Comes in with 17 innings pitched on the year, 18 strikeouts, and a 3.71 ERA. And yeah, you're right. This is not the way you want to start by walking the first guy you face.
Especially after you just put up that crooked number in the top half of the inning. Parker Johnson lines it to left. Byer makes the catch. And Marawa's got to go back to first.
We've seen the defense be solid, well aligned. I know this is a routine play, but sometimes these plays get overlooked. Ball was hit well, but again, well aligned, well scouted. Player in the right spot, made the routine play. But if he's over 3 feet to the center field side of that, that's a double down the line.
If you're Reedy coming in this spot, we talk about it's tough, circumstances considering, but if you're 32 in black and white, what are you thinking about on the mound?
I have to throw strikes. Don't screw this thing up. Just throw strikes, man. Do what you've done all year. You've been a good reliever. They trust you. Throw strikes. You've got good enough stuff. Don't walk anybody. That's what I'm saying.
Just blew one by Mason Williams for strike 2. Checking first with Marawa taking a 2.5-step lead. Pitch out. And Turner at first. Nice job blocking that one down.
I mean, I get it. Kaki is a high-level competitor. He wants to throw that thing through the first baseman's glove. But just eat the thing. You're up 5 runs.
Just got a piece. Williams alive.
But sometimes when you're holding that rock and you know you've got a live arm, you want to pick somebody off that's taking too big of a lead. It's all good.
Line drive. Base hit right center field. Vandermeed cut it off, so it's station-to-station ball. Marawa up to second, and a couple on base for St. John's Jesuit.
This is a nice looking rally by the middle part of the lineup. Chance for St. John's to get some guys in scoring position, but this is a real nice swing out of Mason Williams. We've seen a little bit out of him today that's been impressive, both with the bat and with the glove. And here's a guy that's been comfortable with the bat today for the Titans.
Lincoln Butcher takes high. Couple of doubles so far today. Doubled against De La Salle in the semi. He's doubled and scored in this title game. And Kaki out to talk to Ethan Reedy, who has entered this game in the 4th inning and found some choppy waters.
Yeah, again, nobody warming up. Brother Rice bullpen is just socializing, which is fine.
You would think Duhame would be the next guy, right? Because he only went the inning in 2/3 in the semi. Illich went 5 1/3, so he's probably not available.
The only thing is he's been heated up, cooled down. To bring him back again, right. I think you'd have to be in a situation where the game's on the line. But yeah, I think you could bring him back in. But why at this point if things stay the way they do?
Exactly.
If they do.
2 on, 1 out, and a 2-2 count to a hot hitter, Lincoln Butcher. Reedy just cooled him off. Ring him up, strike 3.
Well located fastball by Ethan Reedy. Look at the location of this pitch. Talk about hitting the glove. He missed the location a little bit, but the 2-seam run was fabulous, and it froze the hitter, Busher.
Carter Washington puts it in the air, foul ground, right field side, and out of play. Reedy gets ahead 1-2.
We're going to get a courtesy runner mid at bat. Oh, no, we're not. The runners were just crossing through. I'm sorry. I'm starting to see things now.
We've been here a long time, Chad. It's been a long day.
Joe Mooney mentioned on the chat that I am losing it.
Well, you were calling for coffee earlier. No one got you any coffee, so.
No, Joe could have done that too, and no chance.
Nice pick at third by Hafner, and a fastball across the diamond. St. John's Jesuit leaves 2 on base. Brother Rice now 9 outs away from their 15th Catholic League championship in baseball.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Follow us on our social media. You see our 5 social medias. If you're watching us, it's on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you would, please. And if you'd like to reach us for anything you'd like to do, reach out, comments. You want to broadcast, you want to be a sponsor, info@theprepsports.com. Thank you for watching on this beautiful Thursday night. I say beautiful because there's a championship. But Evan, it's really not beautiful weather. 52 and light rain and wind and all kinds of things. But we're proud to be at the corner ballpark. And right now, Brother Rice looking like they're going to be back-to-back champions of the Catholic League. They've got a 6-1 lead as we enter the 6th inning.
I've got a sneaking suspicion that there were a couple of people who were preparing to brave the elements and come on out to the corner ballpark today to watch this Catholic League championship, and then they realized, oh, the Prep's doing the game. I'll just stay home where it's warm. For anybody who did that, thank you for watching. We appreciate you more than you know.
I don't know if the Catholic League appreciates that.
It's okay. I think Vic Michaels and all of us are on good terms.
As long as everyone's watching.
That's true.
That's a good thing, right?
You can come to the game and also watch, too. There's got to be a couple of people doing that, right?
That's right. Now. If you're here and I'm here, doesn't that make it our time?
I believe so, yeah. 2's a crowd, 3's a party.
Top of the 5th inning. I stand corrected. I said top of the 6th. Good catch. CJ Easterling, our audio engineer tonight, keep me on my toes. We've got a new pitcher. It is Carson Bruning. He is a Adrian College commit. He'll be a Bulldog next year, just like his fellow teammate John Tober, just like Mason Stempen, who we saw last game for De La Salle. Strike called. This is Turner. Tristan Turner, the junior, 5'10", 170. Having a fabulous season. Pops it up right side. Coming over near the line. And he couldn't get it. Miller missed it.
I think he overruns this ball. It's tough for the lights. Yeah, he overran it.
Yep.
That happens. The lights, the backspin, you see it at the major league level all the time, especially for catchers. I mean, some of those balls that are rockets into the air, that's hard.
Just off the tip. So Turner in a full count. A shot to third on a line and handled by Matamore. How about it? Allowed out number 1 to start the 5th for Turner.
Heads up over there, Donovan. Turner turned around this thing. We've talked about how his average is darn near 450 this year. They call it the hot quarter for a reason. Right to Matamore. Heads up.
Belt high. Ground ball to second. Easy play for Marawa. 2 up, 2 down. And a fine job by Carson Bruning, who's come on in relief here in the 5th.
Yeah, now it just becomes for Bruning the rest of the game. Let's keep us in it. Let's attack the plate. Let's throw strikes. It's a 5-run game. Can't get any worse. No funny business.
6'3", 175 for the senior. 2.81 ERA and a 1.39 whip.
That'll play.
Yeah. Coming from that left side, it plays real well.
For the uninitiated, whip, walks, and hits per inning. You probably want that whip around like 1-2, 1-1, 1-3, 1-4, a little high.
Yeah. Anything under 1 is really good.
I'll give you a baseball stats hot take here, Chad. So everyone's trying to find out the right stats. I have 2 now. I don't really look at average anymore. I look at OPS because that quantifies the power, right? It's so hard to hit these days, so you want to add the power too. And I got one more.
Yeah.
Wins and losses as pitching statistic means nothing. In 2024, why are we even looking at it? Because the starting pitchers don't go longer than 5-6 innings anymore.
Yeah.
So what does it matter?
Right.
You know? And I know Skubal led in wins last year, and I know someone's going to say that. Evan, Skubal led in wins. Wins and losses as a pitcher anymore. Like,
is it WAR?
I would go WAR. I think ERA is valuable.
Okay.
WHIP is valuable. You could look at, you can get real nerdy with spin rates and all that stuff.
For sure. No, all that's accurate. Modern game. Dropping in for a...
Ow!
Great catch! A highlight reel catch in right for Washington. Oh, Carter getting wet with it on the Motor City turf in right field. What a play.
You got to make the right read right away, and Washington did. Oh, boy. What a snag, looking like Al Kaline out there.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Followed by Binkowski and Matamore. St. John's needs runs. They've got 9 outs to work with. And Reedy pumps over a strike on the outside corner for strike 3.
So this is a great pitch by Ethan, but I want to watch the replay. I think the home plate umpire thought that was strike 2. He didn't ring him up. Although it was strike 3. If you watch the replay, it was like a very nonchalant strike call. We can watch it after this first Reedy pitch.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can go back to Miller striking out. The home plate umpire, of course, usually on a strike 3, you ring him up. Let's watch the ump here. Yeah, he forgot that was strike 3. He just pointed like it was a normal strike. 1-1.
What'd you want him to do, like the karate chop dance?
Ring him up. Come on now. I mean, that's what you got to do, right?
Can you do that again on camera?
I did. I was a Little League. I was Commerce Little League when I was 12. Rung people up.
Oh.
Come on now. I was probably 16, but whatever.
You should have gone for Lakes Athletics, the rival league. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. Oh, boy.
You were never a Little League ump?
I was.
Okay.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, because I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was 16.
Lakes Athletics.
Yeah, 16 or 17. So, yeah, my ring up was, and then for strike, it was, strike! Quick one. Or if it was a ball, I'd say where the pitch was. That's low.
Oh, man.
That's high.
Oh, boy.
That was high in.
I like you better as an announcer, I think.
Thank you. Oh, no, I remember there was a game where I messed something up. And I got like a formally worded like email was sent to the president of the Commerce Little League, and I got in trouble. It was terrible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. The coaches would rate us 1 to 5, and the coach rated me a 1. I don't know what I screwed up, but apparently it was really bad. He was not happy. I messed up the 10U baseball game. Clearly I've gotten over it.
Oh, therapy. Therapy's included with your salary.
Is it? That's great.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
We do that at the prep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Something added nice we've added this year. So
most people will go to therapy for, something, their dad said to them when they were little. Nope, I go because a coach got mad at me when I was umping a 10U baseball game.
You got it out there in this universe, and I appreciate that. There's a ground ball to third. Routine play for the freshman. Hafner fires across the diamond, and it's a 1-2-3 for Reedy. We go to the top of the 6th. Brother Rice in control in Corktown.
In In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Special thanks to American Coney Island. Chili Dogs, family owned and a Detroit original since 1917. You see that QR code? Scan that QR code and send somebody you love Coney's from American Coney Island. They'll send them to you in a box. It's frozen. It's kept cool. They're going to send it to you, and it is delicious. Send somebody you love Coney's. I'm eating a cold Coney from like 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago. It's amazing. It's outstanding, and this thing is cold. Can you imagine a warm Coney?
Oh,
but you'll take
good.
a Coney any which way in this world.
Sure, absolutely.
So get a Coney today. Get a Coney kit from American Coney Island.
What foods are better cold? You know, like, right, you have some leftover pizza. Cold pizza for breakfast is awesome.
Yeah.
Really good. Put some sriracha or some ranch if you're so inclined on it in the morning.
Yes, I love that. I'll do that at like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there. Maybe they're later tonight. We'll see.
Stone cold sober, by the way.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Other things to answer your question. Sometimes chicken strips are good.
Okay.
Cold.
Okay.
If they're the right texture.
Yeah. We got the texture's the key.
And the sauce is heavily induced.
Yes.
Like heavy honey mustard or something like that.
Yeah, the texture's the key.
Yeah.
Right? That's why cold fries are the worst.
Oh.
Because the texture's brutal.
That's why
terrible.
Grace Quiros at American Coney Island says, I'm not even going to give you guys fries. I'm going to give you better made chips.
Which are the best chips, by the
Which
way.
was one of the better decisions we've ever made in this booth. Michael Stanton is on at first base after the walk. Brother Rice trying to add more. They're up by 5, and the margin was what happened in the fourth. They put up 5 runs after the game was tied at 1 in the top of the 4th inning. There's a bunt. It's a good one by the freshman Henry, and the throw is low, and it's into right field. Throws in the corner. Rounding third is Stanton. He's headed home, and he's going to score. How about the bunt by Henry Warnamundi? And the freshman motors all the way to third just because he got that bunt down. How important of a play.
Yeah, for Bruning, this is really tough as a lefty. You got to spin all the way around, and there's just more moving parts and more ways for the thing to go wrong. Score it, a sack bunt for Warnamundi, and score it the third error of the game for St. John's Jesuit. It all unraveled for them, Chad. All those runs, 5 of them with 2 outs in the 4th, and Brother Rice tacking on. Now, honestly, we're getting to a spot here where if they get the 4 runs, we're in run rule territory here.
Yep. And look at all the production from the bottom half of the lineup.
Yep.
The 9 hitters, both 9 hitters, the pinch hitter, Flores that came in, Warnamundi came back out and re-entered the game. And now to the top of the lineup with Cash Vandermeed. All the difference when the bottom half is contributing. Henry edging off of third, nobody out. And Cash Vandermeed, the Oakland University commit, who scored the tying run in the game against St. Mary's to make it a 4-4 game. And Game that Brother Rice would eventually win 5-4.
That game was played like it was the championship game. Came right down to the wire.
Felt like it. That one is fisted foul and near the Brother Rice dugout.
Well, the way that Brother Rice utilized their pitchers, too, right? You got Illich starting against St. Mary's and then Duhame to finish it. Maybe there was a chance that Duhame could have pitched in this second game because he went the 1 2/3, but now you're on cruise control. 6-run lead and 6 outs away from winning it.
Vandermeed awaits and looks at strike 3. Fine pitch by the lefty Carson Bruning. And that's a big out, number 1, with a runner at third.
The right fielder, number 17.
Yeah, if you're Bruning now,
Matt
as we
Shaw.
talked about, you throw strikes. Score's not where you'd like it to be. A 6-run deficit, if we're calling a spade against the Rice pitching staff, is going to be tough. But if you're Carson, go up there, throw strikes. Obviously, you're frustrated by that throwing error, which has caused a run to come home. Although in a silly baseball rule, he technically will not be charged for an earned run. I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick here.
Go ahead.
The fact that a pitcher can commit an error, he makes the error, but it doesn't count toward his earned runs, makes no sense. I don't understand. Yeah, I get the whole error thing, but you're the one who made the error.
I agree. He's part of the defense.
I know.
And if he makes that play, it should completely.
I mean this in the most loving way possible because I love this sport. It's so weird. there's so much stuff that doesn't make any sense.
It's complex as can be. There's no doubt. Vandermeed's going to draw a walk. The district that Brother Rice will play in is going to be hosted by Birmingham Seaholm. And it'll be Seaholm, Groves, Avondale, Bloomfield Hills, and Troy. They'll be heavily favored to win that district. And that's with all due respect to Troy and Seaholm and Bloomfield Hills and Avondale and Groves. Here is Neshoff, or rather Broder Kaki.
Neshoff on to first with that walk, so you got Warnamundi at third, Neshoff at first, and Kaki's up there licking his chops. What a day he has had. 5 driven in already.
Looking to blow it open here. There goes the runner. Swung on, grounded to third. They're going to come home with it. The tag, and he is safe. Warnamundi got under the tag and scores the run. And we'll see if they call that an RBI for Kaki. They will. And here's another look at it.
So I get it if you're Matamore, and this is a darn close play.
Yeah.
But it's a play you can't make when you're playing behind the bag. If you're going to do that, you have to come up, right? Matamore is playing behind the bag, and another runs it.
Here's Cole Vandermeed. 2 runs are in this 6th inning. It's 8-1 now. And if you're Brother Rice, you're just trying to run rule and get out of Dodge.
Yep. Get this thing to 11-1. It's been a long day. Get that Catholic League championship a little early.
Day that started at 10 a.m. with game 1. It saw Divine Child beat Lutheran North. There's a walk to Vandermeed Cole. And so now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And Tristan Turner, the batter, and a long conversation between the battery mates, Butcher and Bruning, the double Bs. Meanwhile, there is activity in the St. John bullpen. Neshoff at third, Kaki at second, Vandermeed Cole at third. Cole, of course, the twin brother of Cash. Their other brother, Chase, is a freshman at Notre Dame. Had a great freshman season.
You think Cole ever gets jealous that his brother's name is Cash?
I would.
You know?
Once in a while.
Objectively, that's a cooler name.
It is.
Nothing wrong with Cole, but Cash is a pretty elite first name.
I think so. I think so, too. Swing and a miss. Out on strikes. So big strikeout for Bruning. And that is his
third baseman, number 21, Jackson
second
Hafner.
of the game. And that'll leave things up to Jackson Hafner, the freshman third baseman.
You can't help but root for Jackson here. He's just having such a tough day. 5 strikeouts, 0 for 7. Such a tough matchup, lefty on left. In an 8-1 game, you can't help but pull for Hafner here.
Lefty on lefty, grounds it to second base. Marawa with it, throws to first. And the side retired, but not before 2 runs score. And Brother Rice has a 7-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th in this Catholic League final championship game from Detroit.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Bob Riker, the head coach of Brother Rice. He's done it, and he's done it well for a long time. In his 28th year. It's his alma mater as well, 85 grad. And he's got this team in position to win their 15th Catholic League championship, most of any school in the Catholic League. And he's responsible for 10 of them. Hoping to make it 11, Evan. And they're on their way, +7 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
And now if you're Ethan Reedy on the mound for Brother Rice, we're pumping it in there. We're throwing strikes. Make St. John's Jesuit crawl back in the game. We're not going to hand this to them with a 7-run lead now.
Yep.
And I get it. It's hard if you're Ethan, right? It's a championship game, but still, you're pitching. It's a 7-run game. It's not a 2-run game, not a 3-run game. It's a 7-run game. But those strikes.
Johnson, the batter. Cooper Johnson, the cleanup hitter and the center fielder. Pitch is taken for a strike. 8 runs on 7 hits and no errors for Brother Rice. 1 run on 2 hits and 3 errors for St. John Jesuit. .6', 190-pound junior Cooper Johnson grounds out to first. Tristan Turner handles it himself. And there's 1 up and 1 down in the home half of the 6th.
So, Chad, I'm looking out at those townhouses in left center and right center, because those aren't apartments, right? I'm seeing, you can see the porches I would imagine there's a lot of folks who sit out on those porches on warm summer nights, not nights like tonight where it's 50 and it feels like 40. Yeah, you can see them out there.
Yeah, in fact, we were going to put one of our center field cameras up on one of those.
Let's knock on the door. Excuse us, can we set up a camera, please?
Yeah, it sounds kind of creepy, but it's really not. We're just trying to get a good angle.
Now, will we have to give them a free plug on the broadcast, some free apparel? Like, how does that work if we put a camera in someone's home?
Yeah, we give them a G of the Game hat. We
Okay.
give them a Coney that's cold, and we call it a day.
Here you go. Here's some cold product.
Yeah. Give them some airtime.
Home plate umpire, I believe he misread the count. That on the scoreboard it said it was a strike. Guess it was a ball.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's okay.
I thought he did it again where he called strike 3 nonchalantly.
You would not let that one go. Owen Marawa, the batter, and he fouls it back. A good fight here between Reedy, who just threw his 25th pitch, and Owen Marawa, the second baseman, the 5-hitter for Sam Fisher, the Titans. Ground ball sharply down the line, and that's going to get down the line. Marawa turns the corner at first, comes to second, and he is out at second base. What a throw from left field from Byer, who got to that ball quickly, and Marawa is out trying to stretch that single into a double.
I know Owen's trying to stretch it here down 7, but probably not smart. It's just a better play by Byer. That is an absolute missile of a throw from left. Off the bat, with the way this thing is rolling, you're thinking 2 the whole time, but Byer does it so well, rounds it perfectly, rips that throw to second, and a nice tag over there, too, by Warnamundi. Everything was right.
Sure was. Popped up, shallow right field, and called off by the right fielder Neshoff to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning.
1 hit.
Brother Rice coming to bat.
1 runner left on base.
The top of the 7th inning.
And the 7th.
Back after these.
As the voice of Michigan's student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports should be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes thrive. We believe that athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe that students in the stands should have fun,
but not take away the focus from the game.
We believe coaches should act like teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and support their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
You know, usually when we're talking about a Sam Fisher on these broadcasts, we're talking about somebody else, Chad. But Sam Fisher, the head coach for St. John's Jesuit, I know this game has not gone the way that they wanted to, and it looks like they're going to lose to Brother Rice tonight. But still, the effort that his team has shown in these Catholic League playoffs just to get here, considering they went 6-20 last season and 3-8 in the league in their first year in the league, Coach Fisher and his team has done a really, really good job.
It's been impressive. And look, he's only, 5 years removed or 4 years away from when they went to the Final Four in his first year. So, yeah, he knows how to get it going. A couple years ago, they had a 20-win season, district championship. He's got them in line again for a district championship if they win on Wednesday. So, best of luck to Sam Fisher and the St. John's Jesuit Titans as they enter OHSAA play and resume tournament play on Wednesday back in the fine state of Ohio.
New pitcher into the game for St. John's Jesuit, by the way. That's John Tober on the mound. Carson Bruning is out. In 2 innings, he didn't give up a hit, but he gave up a couple of runs, walked 3 and struck out 2. So now Tober will come in, try to get 3 outs here in the 7th, and hope for one of the greatest comebacks in the history of St. John's Jesuit baseball in the bottom of the 7th. Friendly reminder for you, we play 7 innings in high school baseball.
That's right. Tober, a Adrian College commit, just like his teammate Bruning, the guy before him on the mound. And he comes in with a 3.23 ERA.
Now on the mound for St. John's, number 11,
Pitching,
John
Chad, was the
Tober.
thing that got St. John's Jesuit to this title game. Tony Caraciola was so good against De La Salle. And today, too, Fody was good. 1 run in the first 3 innings, but all those 5 runs for Rice with 2 outs in the 4th is what eventually ended up killing St. John's Jesuit in this game.
Yep. The free passes will get you, especially when you're going against a team like Brother Rice. They make it hurt.
Swinging a liner back from Beyer on the first one. We talked earlier about Bob Riker and all the success he's had at Brother Rice, over 700 wins. When you can go up to someone like Al Fracassa in the lineage of your school's best coaches, and you don't have to, sneeze at Al Fracassa. You could look him dead in the eye and honestly say, I think our resumes are pretty close. That's saying something about Coach Riker.
Big time, and he's been around some good coaches and good people at Brother Rice. You mentioned Al Fracassa, certainly. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Ron Kalzinski, the guy that he replaced and was an assistant under and kind of gave him his first gig. But, yeah, there's some really good leaders of young men at that school. And he's, just to mention him, the same paragraph as Al Fracassa, and he certainly deserves to be mentioned right there with them with what he's been able to do.
Beyer walks to get the leadoff guy on for Rice here in the 7th. And that's the great thing about the Catholic League, and we've touched on it on our broadcasts, on our coverage before, where we went to St. Mary's, I went to Catholic Central. We didn't exactly like Brother Rice when we went to school. But
Speak for yourself.
Well, okay.
Truth be told, I never played Brother Rice. We were too
That's
small
right.
at St. Mary's.
That's right.
You're the guy that went to CC and had this thing against Brother Rice that you inherited.
Sure, I did. Yeah.
We never played them when I went. They were
true.
some school that I knew they were nice guys, whatever. But no, I kid. But yes, exactly. Come on, I had to do that.
I put it on a platter, man. I just lobbed it up to you. I mean, you'd think you'd smack that thing to center. Come on now. Swing and a miss for Stanton. But the point remains that, you graduate, you get in the real world, and you meet so many outstanding individuals from the league. I know everyone from the Catholic League, whether you're a Rice guy, St. Mary's guy, a CC guy, a Toledo St. John's Jesuit guy now, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
You want to help the next one in line, and you have such respect for all the great coaches in all the sports around the league.
No doubt.
Whether it be Coach Riker, baseball at Brother Rice, whether it be Coach Fracassa, football at Brother Rice, Coach Mack at Catholic Central, Coach Porritt at St. Mary's. The list goes on and on.
For sure. It's a brotherhood, and it runs deep. Solid pitch there. You see, it's a good-sized kid.
Number 7, Michael Catacamo.
John Tober, 6'2", 200 pounds.
Cool to see Michael Catacamo get a bat here for Brother Rice. It's a good pick over to first, by the way. Beyer just barely stumbled back in.
Mm-hmm. Another sophomore off that bench, getting some time.
Will it drop? It does. Miller couldn't get to it. And Catacamo's got a base hit in the Catholic League Championship. How about it?
Looks like a line drive in the scorebook, but this thing was like a pitching wedge that just was enough to get over the first baseman for a base hit. And how about it for Catacamo coming off the bench? 3 pinch hits for Brother Rice, and they were all sophomores or freshmen. Pretty impressive.
A lot of pinch hits in that huge 5-run 4th for Brother Rice.
Yeah.
All those runs coming with 2 outs. It may be an 8-1 score, and you may think this has been a blowout, but it has not been that. Brother Rice just situationally has made those winning plays, and that's a mark of a great program, of a champion.
That's right. It's been a lot of different players contributing too. A 1-run game up until that 4th surge.
Got another pinch hitter here, by the way. Sutton Polazic, the freshman, wearing number 1. He's batting here for Brother Rice. Cash Vandermeed has the rest of the day off.
9 freshmen on this roster for Brother Rice. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention that.
That's strike 3. Sutton goes down in what will likely be his only at-bat tonight. Still, though, to get you experience of facing a good pitcher like Tober in a championship game, you get those at-bats. I know Sutton's thinking walking back to the dugout. It's not going to be the last time I bet in a game like this.
No, and look, he was a guy that was in the rotation when we saw De La Salle and Brother Rice. He was in that starting lineup. There's good competition amongst a lot of these freshmen for playing time, and some guys have unseated guys throughout the year. It breeds for a real nice competitive nature in a healthy way, I believe.
Brady Thomas will bat here as well in Neshoff's spot. Our scorebook's going to start looking like a Jackson Pollock painting here. We're going to have to move around the parts and figure out who's playing what position in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, with all the different markers you have and colors, and I love this. I'm learning this about you because we haven't done baseball together. I mean, that's more like a Picasso. It's beautiful. All the colors. It's impressive, man.
I'm
taking notes.
Well, thank you. I was introducing Alex Westfall to the Bob Carpenter scorebook before the game.
Oh, yes.
Got him on a high cheese. Thomas goes down, and Tober ends up striking out the side in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th we go. Brother Rice is 3 outs away from their 15th Catholic League championship.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Thank you to all those who have watched our coverage of the Catholic League Baseball Championships from the Corner Ballpark in Corktown all day long. If you're interested in a broadcast coming up, whether it be the tail end of spring sports season or into the fall, we'll be very busy come football time. Contact us at the info@theprepsports.com. You can find us on all those social medias, and if you wouldn't mind on the YouTube page, a like and subscribe goes a long way, so we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, you can check out Prep Apparel. Go to the website, gbrandusa.chipley.com/theprep. All the finest brands, Nike, Carhartt, whatever you want, we got it on there. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Brother Rice, 3 outs away from a Catholic League championship in 2 straight years, a Catholic League championship for the 15th time. And Grady Preston, the big right-hander, the sophomore, listed on the roster as 6'5", 235, is in to try to slam the door shut.
Yeah, big kid and a sophomore. You said it. I mean, another sophomore, another young kid. Brother Rice is built for the future, and this kid's a part of it. And he gets to work in a non-pressure situation, but he'll be on a short leash if he doesn't throw strikes.
They'll face the bottom of the lineup. Mason Williams, Lincoln Butcher, and Carter Washington are the 3 due for St. John's Jesuit here in the Catholic League Championship game for the first time in their 2nd season in the league. It's been quite a run for them to get here. Knocked off CC in the quarters, De La Salle in the semis earlier today, but they've run into a buzzsaw in the title.
I'll say, Evan, this is the first time we've done a Catholic League championship at the Corner Ballpark. We've been to Jimmy John's Field. We've done it at Comerica Park. Some other places, but this is pretty cool. It's been Nice facility. Love the fact that we're in former Tiger Stadium. Great atmosphere.
I just love the fact that they put a ballpark here. It would have been weird if they didn't somehow commemorate the spot where for so many Michiganders, so many Detroiters, as this ball is lined to center, and a base hit. Second hit of the game for Mason Williams. You had to put something here, whether it be a miniature ballpark, some sort of model of Tiger Stadium. So many people, my dad included, my mom included, my uncle included, have vivid memories of time spent here. I know you do too. So obviously it's not to the size it once was, but it's still really, really cool that there's a ballpark here and baseball will still be played in a spot where it's been played for 120 years.
Yeah, and it's a cool space. I mean, they've done it right. They've built around it, these condos that you just saw. And I mean, there's a nice skyline behind. It's really a great scene in a neat part of the city as well in Corktown. A lot to do.
Ring him up. Gorgeously placed. And Rice is 2 outs away.
Yeah, I like what we've seen out of Grady Preston. Big kid, but this is a gentle, giant pitch. That changeup on the outside corner. Nice work by the big fella.
Carter Washington had one of the highlights of the night a couple of innings ago, made a sweet diving catch in right. At the plate, he's been hit by a pitch and grounded out tonight. Just got a piece of that breaking ball. Preston went back to it. Eight runs for Brother Rice. The pivotal inning was the fourth. 5 runs, all with 2 outs. Biggest blow of the inning, a 2-out, 2-run double from Broder Katke, who has driven in 4 runs in this game and 6 runs on the day. On the ground, up the middle. On to first, yes. Just beat Washington, and there's 1 out to go.
Yeah, this is a fine play, a bang play. Washington doesn't love the call, shaking his head, but it hits off the pitcher. It hits off of Jackson's glove and bang at first. Solid stretch by Tristan, but fine play by number 2, Cole Vandermeed at shortstop.
The last hope for St. John's Jesuit is Kenyon Miller. On base a couple of times in this game. Leadoff guy for the Titans has walked twice and struck out. Grady Preston and Brother Rice, 1 out away from another Catholic League crown. On the ground and into left. The game continues for one more batter. Miller's got his first hit.
Miller says, hey, we're not done in Detroit yet. And he smacks one through the hole in left.
St. John's, the designated hitter, number 12, Cooper Benkowski.
A lot of pride in this program, and Benkowski and the Titans not going down without a fight. And putting up the red light at third base was Sam Fisher. Wisely.
Benkowski hits it to short. The flip to second. Brother Rice has done it again. They are Catholic League champions for the 15th time.
How about it? Brother Rice started this game with a 1-0 lead. Tie game in the third, and then in the fourth, a big 5-run inning from all kinds of sources. And they get the victory here tonight after the good start by Griffin Delusky. Congratulations to Brother Rice, back-to-back Catholic League champions in the Bishop Division. The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here. First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. There you see the Warriors with the trophy. And there you see the man, the G, Broder Katke, 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, our G of the game, two-time G of the game winner in this Thursday night. Well, Brother Rice had to get through Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the semifinal, and they did 5-4 in come from behind fashion. They trailed 3-0 to start this day, and they would come back today and get through that, come from behind, score 2 runs in the 7th. But in this game, it was theirs all the way, and what was a 1-1 game up until the 4th.
Yeah, it was, but the whole thing started when Vandermeet on the first pitch of the game crushed that triple, and you could tell Brother Rice smartly came into this game with the thought of, look, St. John's Jesuit is the quote-unquote Cinderella. They beat Catholic Central, then they beat De La Salle in a 1-0 game earlier today. We got to get a jump on these guys, but it stayed a close game, as you say, 1-1 until the 4th, but they score 5 runs, all with 2 outs. You're going to see a bunch of those highlights here in a second. And when that happened, and St. John's Jesuit started committing errors and giving up big hits and making mistakes, you could see the air come out of a balloon. We saw the heart of a champion today. Brother Rice is a heck of a team. They've won 11 in a row. They're getting hot at the right time. And I don't think anybody in this state would be surprised if they're back up at East Lansing and competing for a state title yet again.
No, and look, when you got the bats that chip in the way they do to go with the pitching, Griffin Delusky was good enough in this game, but when you got a man by the name of Broder Katke, you got an offense that can pound out 8 hits and 8 runs, you can make it happen, and you can do a lot with no errors. No error on that play. That was a fabulous flash of the leather from Carter Washington and Wright, but this was Brother Rice's day and Brother Rice's night. They win it 8-1 over Toledo St. John's, highlighted with a 5-run 4th inning. 8-1, the final score. Brother Rice wins their 15th Catholic League title, the most in Catholic League history. And St. John's will go back to the fine state of Ohio and compete for a district title in the OHSAA on Wednesday. They've had a fine season as well. Tip of the cap to Sam Fisher's boys from Toledo.
Oh, especially the way they beat De La Salle in that 1-0 game. That was really, really impressive, the way that Tony C. pitched and how good they did. But this night belongs to Brother Rice, and they've literally turned the lights out. So I think that means it's time for us to pack up and go home.
I think it does indeed. Want to thank our fine, hardworking crew for making this broadcast possible. And want to start with our captain, Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Dylan O'Connor on replay, Corey Easterling on audio, Rob Hunter on graphics, David Forrest on a camera, DeAndre Pruitt on another camera, and Dale Barton on a camera as well. For my partner, Evan Stockton, my name is Chad Bush, saying so long from Detroit and the Corner Ballpark, which crowned some champions today. It was Divine Child in the earlier matchup. It was Ann Arbor Green Hills in the earlier matchup. And it was Brother Rice winning 8-1 over St. John's Jesuit to capture their 15th Catholic League title and their 11th straight win. Congratulations to Broder Kaki, our G of the game twice. And time to say goodbye and so long from Detroit. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody. So long.